to watch this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new punk rock videos every week and tap the bell to get notified when new videos drop.
My name is Erin Micklow, and I'm here with the legend, Mr. Harley Flanagan from CRO-MAGS. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. This is so exciting. You're a little scary. You're a little scary to me.
I'm very friendly.
You are. I've seen that from your social media. On your social media, it's a lot of it is, you kind of talk about like love and gratitude and kindness and all of these really good things. And like on stage, you're scary as fuck. And like your past life is scary as fuck. Can you talk about, how you got to this place? I know you're like a jiu-jitsu instructor.
I think I just, when you've been through enough hardship in life, you start to appreciate peace. When you've been kicked around enough and when you've kicked enough people around, I lived long enough to regret a lot of the shit that I did in my youth, and I lived long enough to start to care. So, I always tell people, if you just live long enough, life gets pretty good,
Yeah, for sure. Can we talk about, I did see that you brought your son on tour with you and he had your first drink together, right?
Yeah, that was the first time we had a drinky drink together at a bar, of course.
Was that his first drink ever?
I doubt it very much, but it was his first one with me, so it was kind of cool. I guess everybody has a drink with dad one day, but that was my first with him. It was kind of cool.
So how old is your son?
Not old enough to be drinking in a bar.
Whoops. Well.
Anyway.
Though, I do think there is something to that. Like growing up for me, my mom would do that with me. She would be like, she's like, I know you're going to drink, but I'd rather you do it with me or in the house. So I know that you're like safe and you're good and you're fine.
Hey, you know what? The kid's he's already doing what he's doing. And, I'd rather be a part of his life and not have him feel like he's got to hide everything. And, no parent wants to see their kid, getting fucked up, this and that. But, I think it's pretty normal to have a drink here and there. I think it's pretty normal to smoke a little weed here and there. I mean, it's kind of part of growing up at this point in this day and age.
Yeah.
So, as long as he's not, as long as he's not doing any, like, crazy drugs or, fucking around with any, shit that could be, as long as he's not sniffing stuff, taking pills, doing crazy shit, getting, like, fucked up regularly, he's a good kid. I just worry about, I've had all the talks with him, about fucking fentanyl and all that shit. Like, kids today, man, you can't even, like, go to a party and, like, do a bump or whatever. You could fucking die, So it's like, it's just not worth it. I'm like,
no.
You're better off if you're going to get, if you want to get loose, smoke some weed, have a drink or two, just don't fucking drink and drive, whatever,
Yeah.
Take a look around, what's going on? All are tumbling, they are tumbling down. Forget it, man, time to prepare. Time to fight, know it's right. They go to the left, they go to the right. God in the middle of the fight. There's gotta feel our streets. Every warfare,
mean, for you, I thought it was really interesting that, you know, with the past that you've had and, you know, all the drugs that you used to do, I find it interesting that you still drink. And I think that that's, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it shows a lot of strength on your part,
Well,
because some people are just like, they can't.
I
right?
don't drink all the time. I drink when I feel like having a drink.
Yeah.
You know, I smoke weed when I feel like it. You know, look, man, I've probably, you know, I've smoked so much PCP, I've dropped so much LSD, I've shot so much heroin and so much crystal meth, and I've done so much. I mean, the amount of drugs I've done is staggering that I could even like put together a sentence.
Yeah.
You know, but I have found that most of the people I know who go completely sober after being completely nuts usually fall off the wagon. Again, it's like, you know, people with extreme personalities, it's like if you go all the way sober, hey, you know what? If that's what works for you and if that's what keeps you clean, God bless.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of people who are that rigid about it, you know, they fall off, and then when they do fall off, they usually fall off pretty hard. I think if you can just like enjoy life and have a little fun once in a while without letting it go crazy, I know that if I were to ever start, you know, if I was to ever start doing heroin or meth or smoking dust or any of that shit, or, you know, fucking around on my wife or any of those things, that, you know, I just know that I'm in a great place in my life. I'm actually really happy, and
Yeah.
anything like that I feel would be the end. Like, I'd be the asshole that would like snort a line of fucking fentanyl and die the first time I get high for 20 years. They'd be like, oh fuck, you know, it's
terrible.
like, this is not worth it. I'm actually happy being alive, you know.
Yeah.
I used to do tons of drugs because I had a lot of problems, you know. I mean, I have serious post-traumatic stress, and you know, it was part of the way I dealt with all the shit that I've seen and been through, you know. I mean, still to this day, I you know, I got a lot of issues just from my past experiences, you know, just, you know, the violence and, you know, sexual abuse and just a lot of shit that, like, you don't ever really get over. And then you, like, find ways of, like, medicating yourself to try to deal with. And,
Yeah.
you know, I just, you know, I did a lot of really violent, fucked up shit in my youth. And I've had a hard time coming to terms with it, but you know, I just believe that if you just, you know, you can't always fix everything you've done, but if you could just live a good life moving forward and don't make the same types of mistakes, don't commit the same crimes, you know.
Yeah.
We all have the ability to improve, and that's kind of my kick these days, you know. I want to just improve who I am. Every day of my life, from now till the day I die, I want to keep working on me. You know, every day I exercise, I try to better myself, I try to do what I believe is right, and I'm not backpedaling. I'm not going anywhere backwards. I'm at least halfway through my life. You know, I'm 55 fucking years old. Who knows? I'm not going to live to be 110, but I'm going to live the rest of my life really fucking, you know. I love life, man. It took me this long to really love life instead of like hating my life.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know all of it. The PTSD and the hating your life and hating yourself, and then abusing substances because it's just difficult. So I 100% know how you feel, and and then alternatively what it starts to feel like when you start to live a good life, you know, and then you have something to live for. You have reasons. And then you have in yourself to give to other people, to be good to them, because you're better.
I'm just grateful, you know. I'm very grateful for all the things in my life, and even the things that sucked, that helped get me here, you know, I take it with a smile, because it you know, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm out playing music again. You know, my son's out here with me on tour. You know, things are going really good. And I feel like I'm on a trajectory. You know, things are just getting better and better. There's a lot of really, really cool shit going on right now. They're actually, I don't know how much I can get into this, but they're actually, believe it or not, they're working on a documentary about my life. And,
That's amazing. Is it as a follow-up to like the book, because the book did
it
well?
kind of, I don't know if it was really so much because of the book doing well, or if it was just that the story, you know, was interesting to there's a lot of heavy hitters behind this thing. It's a little bit mind-boggling, because I'm like, you know, little old me, like, really, you know, like, whoa.
But your story is so interesting. Even, you know, me prepping for this interview, getting to know your life story a bit, because you've done so much press. It's like, what can I ask you that hasn't been said? And just what is the inner workings of you? Your life has been fucking nuts.
It really has. It really has.
And you started so young. Like,
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, the doc actually goes back to, like, you know, my mom and
yeah, because that was a big part of it.
Beatnik shit, and, you know, her going through all that, and through the 60s to basically the beginning of me. And yeah, this shit was really crazy, man. I mean, it's like, you know, I found all these, ironically, I found all these letters and stuff and writings that my mother had written when I was a baby. And, you know, it's like a lot of really fucked up shit. I mean, it's like, you know, I was literally, you know, there was, like, you know, junkies everywhere, and just like, you know, here's this baby in the corner, like, sleeping on a dirty mattress on the floor, while all the grown-ups are, like, wilding the fuck out, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah, I saw the pictures you posted of your apartment, and what, like,
that was actually when life was better. I mean, that was like, you know, I mean, that was, but like, I'm talking about my early life, like, you know, I mean, I don't really give a fuck. I'm not blaming my mom in a angry, hostile type of way, but, you know, she really kind of put me on a fucking crazy ride. Like,
yeah,
you know, I mean, we're talking about, like, hitchhiking around with me all over the country and all over the world when I was, like, a baby. And,
yeah,
you know, I remember, you know, being like 7, you know, and, like, having to, like, pull a truck driver off her that was trying to rape her in a fucking ditch next to a road, and just,
oh
like,
my God.
shit like that. Like, you know, I never, like, it still fucks me up that, like, that first of all I had to, like, rescue my mom from being raped, but, like, it bothers me that, like, a grown-up would even drag a child through all kinds of bullshit that I went through. And you know, but she was young. Young people do stupid shit.
So I've heard you talk about your mother a lot. What was the story with your father?
Well, I don't remember him. I never really got to know him. I just recently started finding some things out about him. I always heard nothing but bad, but I finally started hearing some good stuff from one of his friends. Like, you know, from what I heard, he was a pretty bad motherfucker. Like, nobody fucked with him. He was a pretty hard ass, you know, and he was a big dude. I got my mom's height, and I got his attitudes. You know, like me, he left home at 15, but he left home from Texas, and you know, he was riding freight trains and shit like that. Like back in the day, that's how he got around. And he after him and my mom broke up, he was more or less got really fucked up on alcohol and drugs, and he already was, but wound up being basically homeless and in and out of prison most of his life. And eventually he died in a dumpster fire that he started to keep warm.
Jesus.
And he died from like smoke and inhalation. And actually, he was still alive when they got him to the hospital, but he was burnt up real bad. And I'm actually already older than him.
Oh wow.
So, his name was Harley. I never knew that till I was 21.
Yeah.
And my first son's name is Harley, and
it's a good name. I did see on that Anthony Bourdain interview you did, your friend, he had said that Brody Dahl from the Distillers and Josh named their son.
Both super cool people.
Son or daughter? They named daughter.
I think it's the daughter.
They named one of their children after you.
Yeah. They're both really cool. I like them both. I hear they're going through some stuff, but I wish them both the best. It's hard. Relationships are hard, and especially when you're both touring musicians. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But
Well, so can we talk about, obviously this run that you've been doing with The Exploited and Total Chaos? Can you share, some of your favorite parts? Obviously, I love how active you are on social media.
I can tell you that this has been fucking so much fun. Wadi is like one of my favorite people.
Me too.
I've known him since literally their first New York show, and I think it was probably like 81 or 80. I don't even remember, but
yeah.
And so me and him, it's just a nonstop ball break because the first time I met him, I football tackled him off the stage when they did Fuck the USA. I took him down, and all my friends were about to start fucking boot stomping him. And I held them all back. I'm like,
why? Just because he was saying "fuck the USA"?
Yeah,
America.
Yes, we were skinheads, and this was New York, and I'm not gonna fucking let some motherfucking foreigner come in and talk shit. No, I'll beat your fucking ass. I know that's not PC, that's not punk, but that's how we roll. You don't come into my house and fucking talk shit.
Yeah.
So we were gonna fuck him up. No, I just had to let him know. We weren't gonna fuck him up. I just had to let him know. So I football tackled him down. My friends were gonna jump on him and lay it in. I gave him a hand. I helped him back up on stage. I said, just remember where the fuck you are, dude. So the tour started. I always fuck with him about that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna fucking tackle you off the stage tonight.
Oh my God.
But we love each other. I mean, I wish we would have grown up together. That's how close we are. I wish we would have had more time.
This is my first time meeting you, but I interviewed Wadi on the last time he was here in America, and we've since become friends. And he scared the shit out of me at first. I was so.
I love that prick. He's so fucking funny, man.
He's sweet and he's funny as shit. And from you, I was intimidated to be here, and then I looked at all your social media. I was like, okay.
Hey, you know what, man?
I was like, you're kind of scary.
Me and him,
I wouldn't want to be on either of your bad sides, basically.
Neither would I. But we're real. That's why we get along so much, because neither of us are full of shit.
You're kindred spirits.
Yeah.
You are.
Especially in a world full of in the world of music, everybody's so fucking fake. Everybody's so fucking pretentious. It's theater. Everybody's putting on a fucking act. Everybody's like, it's a show.
Yeah.
It's never a show with me or him. It's always fucking real.
So, but can you share some of your favorite moments from this tour? You guys first toured the East Coast, and now you're here on the West Coast.
The whole fucking thing has been so great. There's really no best moment. I mean, it's it has been a blast from the start. Every day has been great. I didn't really know all the Total Chaos guys. I just knew Sean, and now I've gotten to know them all. They're super cool too. So it's like,
Yeah.
and everybody in the Exploited is fucking cool as fuck, man. You know, so this is like, it's really funny. We're all supposed to be such miserable fucks, and like, you know, me and Waddy have like real bad reputations, but it's been just like a total fucking love fest. I mean, it's like, it's so happy, it's like almost weird. Like, you've never seen such happy punks on tour. It's almost like, what the fuck happened?
But you
like,
save the anger for when you get on stage. There's
Yeah,
no anger.
you know,
the anger goes there because like your songs, the happy aesthetic doesn't fit. So the anger goes to the stage.
You know what? I actually fucking, yesterday I fucking cried on stage. That never happened to me before. I don't know how.
Why were you
happened.
crying?
I don't know. I just got all fucking emotional. Fuck, man.
Did people know you were crying, or did you hide
I
it?
knew. Fuck.
It's like,
I
oh,
was
just
like, what
I'm
do I do?
sweating.
Am I get off the stage or do I finish the song? You know.
It's just sweat. It's
You know,
just
I had like a PTSD moment. I got this song, right? It's called PTSD, and it's like, you know, it's basically about all that, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm singing this shit, and I I have some really, really bad memories.
Same.
You know, like I would wake up punching, kick. Like my wife has seen me attack my pillow and bite it and punch it, and,
Oh my God.
and I get crazy and like. You know, we were doing that song, and I started like memories started running through my head, and I just couldn't shake them. And like, I'm trying to talk to the audience, and I'm like thinking about this shit, and I'm like, you know, I can just see the blood, and I'm just like, and I just broke.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, you know what? This is real, man. This is fucking real. I'm really feeling this. And, you know.
Well, I think that's the road to, you know, overcoming PTSD, because, you know, like I said,
I'm in therapy, man.
Yeah. No, and that's a healthy thing to do. And I think
I tried microdosing. I tried it all, man.
I just did ayahuasca last month in Mexico.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
I literally saw death.
This is what I hear.
But honestly, afterwards, I feel different. So it's the most fucking terrifying thing I've ever done.
That's also what I've heard.
But I did it assisted. It was a ceremony. Yeah. I would never just take it and just be like left to my devices.
Yeah, see, I used to do shit that was, I guess, my own version of that. Like I remember one time, like I ate like a little over like an eighth of mushrooms and took some acid and smoked a bunch of dust.
Yeah.
And I was like doing. I got in my tub and I had like hot water filled in the tub, and then I had this cold shower blowing on me, and I had a fan blowing on me, and I had all the lights off. So I was just like cold, hot.
Did you get visions besides the physical senses?
Are you kidding me, man? I unraveled the fucking mysteries to the fucking universe. And I wrote it all down, and I was like, I figured it all fucking out.
So when you were sober, did the writings make sense? Or was it a bunch of gibberish?
I lost the fucking book. But it was fucked up because it was like all in symbols. It looked like hieroglyphics and shit. It was like, but it made total sense, you know. And after that, I was like, man, yeah, fuck this tripping, man. I'm done, man. I'm fucking lucky I can still think. I'm not even, you know. But then, I fucked with a little bit of microdosing not that long ago, just to see if it was,
just a baby bit, just a little bit,
see if it would level me out. But you know. Hey, man, you know.
So let's talk about, obviously you're really into fitness.
Yeah, I like being alive.
Yeah,
so,
you work out.
Fit, yeah.
I mean, you're like the Incredible Hulk on stage. Like, have you ever, for Halloween, would you ever like paint yourself green?
Maybe next year. I have to get a little more muscle.
I could see that for you.
See it. Yeah. That'd be good.
Well, So what kind of workouts do you do?
I'll get Tish and Snooki to dye my hair for me.
Oh my god. So wait, what kind of workouts do you do?
I pretty much just do bands and pull-ups and push-ups and a lot of hanging exercises. Like I'll do hanging leg lifts and just stuff that you can do without a gym. You know, mostly stuff I learned from like convicts and shit. People, stuff you don't need a lot of room to do. You know. Yeah, it works for me, man. I work out like 5-6 days a week because.
And when you work out like that, there's no excuses of like you don't need a lot of space to get your fitness in.
No, you really don't. You just need to have a good routine, and you know what? I basically my performance, my show, that's my real workout. Yeah. And like all the other exercises, just like my warm ups to what I have to do for. An hour a night.
To give you the energy to have the stamina to perform like that.
Yeah, just know that I'm executing the way I want to, man. I can't go up there and be a fucking slouch. I want to go up there and kick the shit out of the motherfucker, you know? It's like, I'm going to fight. I'm not going to fucking play tiddlywinks, man. You know?
Well, so I wanted to ask, obviously, you know, the lawsuit a couple years ago was a thing. For you, what was the hardest part of that? You won the lawsuit, you own the CRO-MAGS name, and then they had to kind of operate under a different CRO-MAGS, and what was the hardest about that for you?
The bullshit of it all is that for those of you who have been following my social media for any period of time, you'll see that I have made a lot of attempts over the years to try to get all those fucking guys to come to the table and like have some sort of a conversation and be like, you know, the truth is everybody in that band got fucked. We all got stiffed. Everybody got, you know, that's kind of a lot of the reason why everybody kind of started turning on each other. You know, when you have nothing and you're getting ripped off and robbed and fucked over, it's like desperation makes people, you know, desperate. You know, you start fighting over crumbs. You start thinking everybody's like getting over or whatever. You know, I tried to, you know, get these guys to come to the table, see if maybe we could have done some sort of shows or at least come to terms with each other and maybe try to fight the legal battle together to try to get the albums back or this and that. And you know what? It just got to a place where none of these guys wanted to try. Nobody really wanted to put in the effort or to even try to be like friendly. And it's like, you know, I tried, and I mean, I can't force other people to get along, you know. And me, you know, I just want to play music. I want to tour. I want to. This is what I do, and it's like I can't. If those guys don't want to fucking be involved, I'm not gonna fucking I can't force them. And after a while, it's kind of insulting when you're like offering people, you know,
an olive branch
over and over again. And they're like, "Fuck you, fuck you." It's like, you know what? Fuck you, man. You know, I'm done. I'm actually quite happy without you. I feel, you know, like my life has been better since you've been gone. So it's like, you know, don't fucking. Fine, don't let the door hit you in the ass, you know. And they invite me backstage and have these fucking fake thugs, fucking like 7 of them jump me. I wound up putting 3 of them in the hospital. I fucking got stabbed. I had like 40-something stitches. And then it's like, and then they tried to sue me for fucking fucking them up. And then fucking John, my buddy John, goes in the newspaper and says, you know, he's a skinhead, he's a Nazi, he hates black people, he's a snitch, he's this. The motherfucker's like putting a target on me. I'm like, dude, I'm in motherfucking Rikers Island, and you're basically like saying, hello, everybody, go get this guy.
Were you in Rikers?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so like I got this black dude, Smoke, comes in my cell, hands me a newspaper with me in it and says, that's you? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm reading all this shit. I'm like, damn, John. Like, not only did you have these jerk-offs fucking jump me because you were too much of a chicken shit to fucking put your hands on me yourself, you know, then now that shit failed and you want to try to get some rando fucking con to fucking put a hit on me so that they can like have a little bit of clout.
Well, so then what happened when you were in Rikers and then that came out? Like, how did you get out of that?
Nothing happened. I was respected, you know. Everybody knew what I did. Everybody saw me on the news. They were like, this guy fucked 3 dudes up. He got jumped. I was respected.
Yeah. Well, you're friends with Sammy from Fang, right?
I know Sammy. Yeah, I've known him since the old days. Yeah.
Yeah, I've interviewed Sammy, and you know,
he's a good guy. I mean, despite what happened, and you know what, he knows that shit was fucked up.
When he talks about that, how like, you know, when you're incarcerated, it's having to kind of like everybody earns their respect.
Well, I'm not talking about his incarceration. I'm talking about what got him there.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We all
But,
know what happened.
Yeah. But you know what? Drugs and emotions, you know.
And so nothing happened to you and after that.
Man,
they were like,
I almost got in one fight. It was no big deal. You know, it's nothing. I ain't afraid of fucking fights.
well, that's cool.
You know, but the bullshit of it is that I got set up by someone that I used to be close friends with, and that like these fucking paper gangsters fucking thought they were gonna fucking do me, and then like they wound up looking like fucking ass. They wound up looking like a bunch of bitches. Like, what? Either you can't fight or you're just a fucking whatever. You're just soft as fucking baby shit, you know. So I came out not only unscathed, pretty much, besides my 40 fucking something stitches over here, but and then, you know, it happened at a bad time. It was like right when me and my kid's mom was breaking up. So like I had all this shit going on. It sucked. But so like I really kind of hit rock bottom. You know, in 2012, it was just like, you know, my life really fell apart. And that's kind of really when I got my life together.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can either fucking, you can either surrender or, you know, I remember a friend of mine from the academy, from the jiu-jitsu academy, he goes to me, Harley, this is either going to this is going to cripple you for life, or this is going to make you a millionaire. And I don't mean in a financial way, I mean spiritually.
Yeah.
And he was right, because what did crush me, what did crush my soul, just wound up breathing a new fire into me, and I'm stronger now than I ever was, mentally, physically, spiritually. That shit was like, sometimes you just gotta fucking start anew. Mm-hmm. And my life's fucking, I love my life. I'm so fucking lucky, man.
I feel that.
I love it every day.
Well, so let's talk about last question, and we'll close out because I don't want to take any more of your time. But let's talk about, you know, aside from the documentary coming up that you have in the works, what else is going on for you on the horizon in your personal life with CRO-MAGS?
We're gonna wrap up this U.S. tour with the Exploited. Then I got like 2 weeks off, and I go to Europe for 2.5 months. I think we got like close to 50 shows.
Are you playing Rebellion? Are you doing that one?
I think so.
Yay, I'll be there.
Cool.
It's a good festival.
I've never been. You know, it does seem like a cool festival. I'm not into nostalgia.
Yeah. Well, everyone's just really friendly.
I know.
People are nice.
You know, I like living now. You know, I see all these like, it's like these midlife crisis festivals. You know, like everybody's got to go take selfies to prove that they still exist, you know? It's like, I never stopped existing.
Well, so, you know, aside, you have the tour coming up, and then what's going on for your personal life?
I have a new album almost done. I'll finish it when I get back. Just fucking more of the same, man. Loving life, man. I keep training, keep fucking living, keep, you know, life is great, man. Every day above the dirt is a beautiful day.
I love that.
This is Harley Flanagan from the CRO-MAGS, and you are watching Last Rockers TV. That's what's up.